Hi, my name is Adam LaVogrna, and today I'll be doing my presentation on colorectal surgery due to various diseases as diverticulitis, tumors, cancer, and fistulas. How one gets diverticulitis, fistulas, and certain types of cancer, and how we can treat them. Hi, my name is Adam LaVogrna, and today we will be talking about colorectal surgery and the diseases that cause us to need colorectal surgery. Diseases such as diverticulitis, cancers, tumors, and fistulas. 2,500 years ago, Hippocrates said, all disease begins in the gut. That was 2,500 years ago, and astonishingly, nowadays we know a lot more about the gut, but not a whole lot more. It's common to overlook the health of our gastrointestinal system, even though it contains 10 times more health determining bacteria than the rest of our body, protecting us from infection, supporting our metabolism, and promoting healthy digestion and elimination. There are over 100 trillion organisms in the gut that make up 3/4 of our immune system. Unfortunately, the majority of the population has inadequate beneficial good bacteria, excessive damaging bad bacteria, and a lack of bacterial diversity, largely because of poor diet. But also with the over-medicating of antibiotics, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, chronic stress, exposure to environmental toxins, inadequate bacterial acquisition at birth, and your current health and body composition. One of the most common diseases of the colon is called diverticulosis. When these diverticuli become infected, it is known as diverticulitis. Now, the most commonly accepted theory for diverticulitis and how we get it is that low amounts of fiber in a person's diet can cause stool to become relatively dry, forcing the colon to create high pressures to move the stool along. These high pressures cause the weakest point of the colon wall to bulge out. Thus, diverticuli tend to form in the sigmoid colon, especially at points where blood vessels penetrate the wall of the colon. Along with formation of sacs, the muscles of the colon wall may become enlarged as it moves along the dry stool. When this happens, you have diverticulitis. And unfortunately, diverticulitis is very common in this country. It is not common in countries like Africa and developing nations because the majority of food that they eat is grown and is cultivated on the lands that they live on. Unlike our highly developed countries, such as us, where a lot of the food that we eat is processed and a lot of meats with hormones and things of that nature. And now, if we do have diverticulitis and that colon perforates, and now we become septic because we have now toxins running through our bloodstream, we need a colorectal surgeon to step in and either do a colon resection surgery, which is preferred, or a colostomy, which is a bag attached to the colon that sits outside of the stomach through a stoma, in which the stool is released into the bag and needs to be changed on a regular basis. You do not want that. One of the hardest things to determine and find is a fistula. A fistula can come about from one of several ways. A lot of the time they come from a disease like diverticulosis when you have diverticulitis. It's a passageway that forms between two organs. It can be the result of surgeries, and also is very hard to determine where it is and what is going on. They have interventional radiologists which will go in and put dyes in and see if there's a what they call a communication between two organs where the fistula is. A lot of the time, the only way to get rid of a fistula is for colorectal surgery. Again, cut out the diseased part of the colon and hopefully reattach it with colon resection surgery. Again, this isn't guaranteed. The rising rates of colon cancer are incredibly alarming. If you were born in the 1990s, the rate of colon cancer has gone up significantly. By 2030, colorectal cancer incidence rates will be up 90% in people between ages 20 and 34, and 28% for people between ages 35 and 49. Colon cancer happens when tumorous growths develop in the large intestine. It is the third most common type of cancer in the United States. In most cases, it's not clear what causes colon cancer. Doctors know that colon cancer occurs when healthy cells in the colon develop errors in their genetic blueprint, the DNA. Healthy cells grow and divide in an orderly way to keep your body functioning normally. But when a cell's DNA is damaged and becomes cancerous, cells continue to divide, even when new cells aren't needed. As the cells accumulate, they form a tumor. With time, the cancer cells can grow to invade and destroy normal tissue nearby, and cancerous cells can travel to other parts of the body to form deposits there and metastasize. The best way to screen for colon cancer is through a colonoscopy, which is a tube with a camera at the end of it, which allows the doctor to go in, a gastroenterologist, and see the entire colon. If there are any polyps, the polyps will be removed, and if there is a growth past stage 1, then usually surgery is recommended. A colectomy is surgery to remove all or part of the colon. Nearby lymph nodes are also removed. If only part of the colon is removed, it's called a partial colectomy, or segmental resection. The following are my works cited. Hope you enjoyed this presentation. Take care, and take care of yourself.